What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be installing a Hayward style skimmer made by Pool Style. My local pool place said that it was like the off-brand, cheaper, but I mean, looking at it, it looks the exact same besides the screw mounts on the front. Even the gaskets look like they have the same screw mounts as the Hayward skimmer. Example, take it off. Take it out, you can see here, same mount ups as like a Hayward skimmer has right here. But the only difference is on this one, for some reason they don't let you screw in all those holes. They only give you 3 on the top rather than 5, and 2 on the sides rather than 3. Oh well. The pool guy said it works good, and he's installed plenty of these on Intex pools, so I'm gonna give it a go. One thing you're gonna have to do is take a X-Acto knife or some sort of knife, sharp knife, and cut your gasket in half. And my pool's refilling up right now. The mistakes video is gonna be linked in the description for you guys. But I'm gonna be installing it right here in this area, and try to get it as centered as possible. I'm not too worried about like it being exact. And then I'll show you guys how I hook it up to my pump, because after doing a lot of research, there's not much about it out there. People use PVC shutoffs and everything, but I think I found the easiest solution to it. So stay tuned to see what that looks like. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just line this up to where I want it. I'm gonna go ahead and put a gasket behind there. Actually, no, I'm not yet. I'm just gonna see where I want it at. For the Pool Style, your 3 screws are gonna be on the top. So it's gonna be about right here. I'm probably gonna line it up about an 1/8 inch off the top seam here. And that'll put my water level. Be mindful, there's actually, I just saw it, there's an arrow on this thing that says top, so I'm gonna go by that. My water level will probably be, I don't know, for about here. Maybe I'm just gonna bring it all the way up. Yeah, so that's easy. I'm just gonna push it against that top seam. The first thing I'm gonna do, make a tiny screw hole. So I guess I am gonna go ahead and add a gasket, because I'm gonna have to poke holes through this, I think. Maybe not. My goal is just to get this thing on here, have it like hanging with a screw. Let me get a screw. Have it hanging in 2 places, and then I'm gonna get the other side, and I'm gonna attach everything on top first, and then get all the screws in there, and then tighten it down. And get out 3 screws. And I'm gonna try not to drop anything. Where's that hole I just put in here? Well, don't lose your holes. So just attach one. It's right here. I literally can't see it. See where I push through on the other side. Maybe I can take my screw and push it through. That is the wrong hole. Well, where did that come through it? Well, it was the smallest of the holes, so it won't really matter. I guess I'm gonna have to make a new one. with my gasket on. It's gonna be tough getting all this to line up, I'll tell you that right now. Let me make sure there's nothing on the gasket that says top. I don't think there is. And I wish I was inside of the pool for this, but this water is so cold and I won't be able to do anything on the outside without getting out. But it looks like all my holes are lined up with the gasket. So I'm gonna go ahead and poke me another hole here, make sure I'm kind of centered. Works for me. There's a hole. Actually take my screwdriver that is way over here. Can I reach it? I don't want to lose this hole. Yeah. Use it to kind of make it push through the liner. There you go. Alright, and that should hold. So I'm going to do this other side. Put my hole in here, make sure my gasket's lined up. Show y'all what I'm doing here. All right, so you can see I'm just using the screws to hold it in place. I'm gonna go ahead and get all the screws started, I think, and then I'll be able to just push it up against it and tighten it down, as in the big part. All right. Sorry, the camera angle was terrible. I don't have anywhere to put my camera except for up on the pool ladder here.
I'm doing one at a time. I don't want to make a hole and then it move, and then I have an unwanted hole in my liner. Because it is pretty sketchy cutting your liner like this. This gasket is designed to go inside of it. So I'm gonna do is try to push, because I got a tiny lip where I cut it. I'll try to push to keep it, you know, how it's supposed to be. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do it. So just keep making sure everything's lined up. I really hope this don't make my water level too high. But I mean, I basically just gotta send it now, you know what I mean? It should come in right about here, I think. 3 down, so that's probably about where I normally kept it before I drained it. It's all new to me, and I hope this helps other people, even if I mess up. If I mess up, it's gonna be terrible, though, I'll tell you that much. I will not want to mess up this. These holes might not even be necessary. It seems to be helping them start, but the screws themselves are pretty sharp. So you can see I got all my screws poked through right here. So now let me hold the main skimmer part up. I gotta empty it and stuff with all the stuff in it. And then try to get it on the wall without forgetting the gasket. Good thing about the gasket is you already got screws there, you can just lay this on it. If you don't do it all at once. We'll run a couple in a little more so that it holds the gasket better. Just don't make the mistake and pre-cut your hole by lining up the square. Just put it on first and then cut your hole out. That way you don't lose any liner strength either. You don't want to have a weak spot over here, cut your hole without something holding it together and then it just rip. Because that would be terrible. I'm just doing this. Y'all probably seen the other videos on YouTube. But what I like is my connection method to my pump, and that's why I'm making a video about it, because it's different than what I've seen. And this comes with everything the Hayward does. It comes with the vacuum thing, everything. So I really do feel like, it even comes with a nice jet. I really feel like it's the same thing. I think I paid $55 for it, which is a steal in my opinion if it works like it's supposed to. I'm gonna have it set up running 1.5 inch all the way to the pump. Rather than pulling through these little lines out here, I have them plugged up. And you'll see my mistakes I made in the video I link in the description here. Once you get a few on, they all should start lining up. I'm just filling there to make sure that it's actually going through the hole it's supposed to. You don't want to have a screw miss and then not be holding anything, you know? Because there are gaps around these screw holes. And this liner will kick your screw sideways. That's why you saw me unscrew the top one here. And I'm gonna unscrew this one up here because it is sideways right now. And I want it to be able to go into its home. Park it in the garage per se. I got a bite on that one, but these are sideways. You can feel it in the screwdriver too if you're getting a bite. Don't tighten them all at once. Tighten them little by little as if you were doing a rim on a car or putting a wheel on a vehicle. It's going to help make sure it's got a nice secure seal to it. Make sure you use a nice big screwdriver. These screws have really huge Phillips head inlets. You don't want to strip nothing out, that's for sure. I think we'll be okay. It's getting there. The top is tight. I want to say don't over tighten them because the you don't want to strip nothing out because then you'd be screwed. You'd have to buy a new one. And this is super simple. I've never done this before, and I guess we'll see if it works. Get wrist workout though, boy, let me tell you. Screwing in the non-threaded plastic. Good workout. As I tighten them, more and more pop out because it's sealing the gap. Like I said, don't do them all, one all the way, right away. This may even be nicer than the Hayward because some of the things I was reading online was with the Hayward, some people had to trim the screws because it wouldn't pull it tight. But this one, I'll show you guys in a minute, it's really pulling it tight. Got a nice gasket push out all the way around so far. Going very nice. And just tighten until they stop. Definitely gonna want this big head screwdriver because I can tell it's really, even with the big head, it still boogers up the screws a little bit. And it's not something you want because you'll strip them out really easily. It really looks like nice big good seal. I'm really scared about water though. Leaking like everybody would be. I mean, it's solid. I'll show you guys what I'm seeing here. Looks really good. So we got it all the way on. There is a gap right here. I don't even know if you can see that. There is, but all these inside screws are pushing down on the inside where the gasket is. And on the back here, I'm not worried about that gap because this is really tight right in here. You can feel that it's pushed out, and on the inside, you can see in here that it's pushed out really, really nicely. So all the way around is super tight. It's on there really nice. I hope it works. We'll see. I don't know if I want to cut it now or cut it after the water gets up there, but I guess it really doesn't matter, does it? So I might go ahead and just cut it. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it. Just take your X-Acto, cut it on the inside. I'm gonna try not to cut any of the gasket that's sticking out. Make sure you got a nice sharp blade for this. I'm happy with that. And I didn't have to get wet. Everything should work just fine. I really hope this didn't have to go in there before you install it. So that looks up. And it looks like it's spring loaded, which is nice. Got some gasket in the way here. I'm gonna trim that out if I can get this back out of there because I don't want that thing to be hindered going up and down and doing what it's supposed to. But that gasket's smushed out that good, so. When I was cutting it younger, this stuff didn't seem so tough, but this stuff's killer. When it's in there loaded, all it does is flex. It won't even have a cut. Look at that. Gotta mess with the other side. videos on. I hope some of y'all skip through all this crap. But I'm not going to edit it because y'all might run into these problems that I'm running into. Basketball. This is a tough one. Okay. Alright, that's in there. Now let's get to the part that a lot of you guys have been waiting for. I'll be right back.
Alright, so I'm back. How I'm going to hook this thing up, which would probably work with a Hayward since they're the exact same thing. My local pool place gave me some 1.5-inch pipe. Like this. And I want as little flow restriction as possible. So I grabbed a new big thing, the same thing that hooks into the outlet. And it's got a rubber seal on there, but I'm actually gonna apply some flex seal to it and then pipe clamp it. Take the pipe clamp, throw it on there. Uh-oh. And then I'm gonna apply flex seal to this part right here. This stuff's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome stuff. I'm just gonna spread it around with my finger. Get it on that rubber gasket. It's pretty awesome stuff. And when I put this pipe on there and clamp it, it'll take that shape of the inside of the pipe. Just like that. And you have some flex seal coming out at the top, which is perfect. And I'm just going to put this pipe clamp on there. I picked these up, obviously, at like a local hardware store. But I didn't want any flow restriction, and I wanted it to be as efficient as possible in order to run the skimmer and my Intex vacuum at the same time. This should leak no water. But we'll see. If it does, I'll add some flex seal around the top. Stuff's really nice and it's easy to use. I'm just gonna put the grip of God on this. So do not want it coming loose. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the other side. Take that with me. Put this on my pump because I want this pipe don't flex, and how I'm gonna have it set up, it's not gonna turn. So I want to set my other end up for success and go ahead and get this placed how I want it. Let's see, get y'all in here. I can't see what you guys are seeing. Can I see this? Yeah. Okay. So I'll go ahead and I gotta pull this metal pipe up, this metal stake up. It was used to hold the little white piping up. I'd like to have white piping here, but you know, I probably could use white pipe, but the only other white pipe I have, I'm using for my my backwash, and I think it'd be a little too long too. This on there nice and tight, like that. Now I got my on and off switch here. I'm gonna leave this off so that when water goes into the skimmer, it will not go into the pump yet. Whew. Boy, it's hot out here. From my other side, I made a change. Let me go get that part real quick and show you what I did. Okay. The skimmer and probably the Hayward came with 2 of these. How stupid is this? It's an adapter. I don't need an adapter. I need a fitting. So what I did on the other one that I'm about to hook up, I cut this small portion off so that it wouldn't restrict my flow. You can do that with a sander. It'll take some time because the plastic gets hot. I did it with a chop saw. I don't recommend it. I don't know, it just blew up once it went all the way through because it's not like level. I tried to hold it as level as possible. I had a little piece of wood supporting it, but it didn't work. I got lucky, didn't get hurt, but I don't recommend it. And then I sanded it all the way until I had 0 flow restriction. So now this is what I'm left with. Clean these threads up. Don't want dirt up in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the bottom of the skimmer, and I'm gonna go get a wrench to tighten it down with, so y'all stay tuned and I'll hook the other side of the pipe up. All right, got this tightened down really well, and I also put some Flex Seal on the threads so that it has that rubber gasket in there, because that's all this is liquid rubber. So now I'm gonna spread some on this with my fingers. This stuff is thick, boy, but it'll work. I'm gonna just give it. Oh, I saw some people putting Teflon tape on these random fittings that I couldn't even find on the internet, even though they said they was on Amazon. So I had to find my own solution, and that's what I did. Poor guy, I may have said it, poor guy gave me this pipe for free. So, kudos to him. Appreciate you, poor guy. I'll go ahead and shout him out. It was Sharpie Pools in Sumter, South Carolina. Give me this pipe. Well, he said he can't give a military discount. So, he gave me this pipe for free for being in the military, which I thought was nice of him. Shoot. Got a piece of dip in my throat. Okay. Take this Flex Seal, spread it all around the top. The stuff's underrated. I used it to, and barely any came out the top, so the rest is squeezed down in that pipe, and it'll have time to dry. I am gonna throw a little bit more around the top here. It's just in a can. You can't beat it, peeps. You can't. And the good part about it is it's not really permanent stuff. So if I ever had to get this out of here, it would break loose. Even the screwed in part. It's just rubber. It'll cause a little bit of friction, but that's it. Now we're all set up. And that was pretty easy. Y'all did it with me in real time. Screw this thing. It ain't do nothing but give me problems. Well, that wraps this video up, guys. If you haven't already, hit the like button. If you like my methods, my easy methods, it's super easy. Off camera, I'm gonna run some flex seal around, or just around the sides, just in case, because I am a little scared. What everybody should be, cutting a hole in their liner like that. So I'm just gonna run some flex seal because I probably won't be out here to see the water get to the right level. But that wraps it up, man. This flex seal stuff, shout out to it. It does roofs, gutter. I mean, it's outdoor and indoor, so it should do fine out there even in the weather. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed it. Big Country out.